Natalie Shay. Welcome to the Juicebox Sessions.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. So, congratulations on your new EP, Atmosphere. How does it feel to have it out in the world? And what has it been like to see fan reactions to the EP?
It's really exciting. It's like I did release a lot of the songs sort of over the year, so it wasn't like there's only two new ones on the day of the release. But I kind of feel like a whole sort of era doesn't make sense until you put it all together. So it's more just like it summarizes and it's sort of saying like this is what I've been doing for the last year. It's good because it's I don't do it too often, so when you do it, it's really exciting to have something new out to talk about and to share. So yeah.
And I'm always curious too, like, how did you put together the track listing and decide what pieces and what songs would go on that EP?
I think the way I do EPs is I'm gonna do an album next actually, but the way I'm gonna do the album is probably gonna be a bit more like thought into what the songs are gonna be and then release the album. Whereas the EP was more just like these were the best songs I had in this period of time. I felt like they summed me up where I was at musically, socially, and like emotionally. Like these ones needed to come out, but I wasn't like, oh, this is gonna be an EP. I just kind of put these songs out and was like, right, and now I need to bookend that that era of my life and that sound and like what is the best way to package up that period. So it wasn't like I didn't really go into it knowing what was even going to be on it. It just was kind of like that was it.
It
Yeah.
works. And you talked a lot about how this is kind of like a sonic diary for you, very personal. And what, like, how does it feel being that vulnerable? And has it gotten easier as you've gone along throughout? It's your fourth EP, is that right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think it's got easier because in general I've sort of got a bit better at talking about myself, I think, in life, in like social scenarios and also on stage. Like I used to not really say too much, but I think now I'm quite comfortable in talking about everything that I want to talk about. I think that's really helped in the sort of voice I have through my music. I think before I used to use a lot more metaphors and be a bit more like vague, whereas now I'm just like sort of, oh, you know what I mean? I'll just be direct.
Yeah,
So
tell
I
it
think
how it
that's
is.
yeah, that's definitely something I've changed over the EPs. I've become a bit more direct with my writing, I think.
Yeah, and you also, speaking of playing live, you just performed actually your biggest headline show at Oslo, London.
Yes.
What was that like? And also, from a vulnerability perspective, like when you're way more honest on stage, what is it like to see people singing words back to you that are so personal?
Yeah, it's weird, and I knew it would be my first show since I sort of had these songs, and I wanted to make a point of really talking about them before I played them as well. So I sort of gave these songs a moment and spoke about them a bit and sort of confessed some stuff, and then we played them. Yeah, like people singing them back. It's weird because it's like I don't know. It's like I've written a journal entry and everyone knows the words. It's kind of
Yeah.
it's a weird feeling, but it's also like I assumed people would connect because like I know myself and I know all my best friends, and they're all very similar to me with the issues and things that we have and like stuff we've been through. So I'm like, well, if that's just me and my friends, there must be loads of people that are going through similar things, feel similar ways, have had similar experiences. So I'm like, I just want to find those people, and like I'm glad they relate because I'm like, yeah, you should because
Yeah.
there's lots of people like us. So, yeah.
And you talk about one of those experiences in the lead single Atmosphere. What was the inspiration behind that song and what was the process of writing it like?
I think that's actually the oldest song on the EP, even though it came out last. Wrote that one first. In that period of time, I wrote a lot of like love songs. I was sort of falling in love, I guess. And I think at that period, I was like, I don't know like what this is or where it's going, but like all I know is I feel this thing. So like I don't know if it's like what it is, but that was yeah. I guess I think I said it out loud. I think I was like, I don't know if it's just like an atmosphere or like, and my friend was like atmosphere. So I wrote it with my friend Kaity Rae. We've been writing together for years, but we were friends from like when we were kids as well. So it's we've had like a special sort of relationship where both are in music now. But yeah, I think she was like, "Oh, Atmosphere, that's really good." I was like, "Yeah, let's roll with that." But like, yeah, I wrote the song Atmosphere, finished the song. Again, I didn't know the EP was going to be called Atmosphere. I just knew I kept coming back to that song, and I was like, "That one needs to come out. That's a great title.
Yeah.
That could be good. So let's go with that." But yeah, they kind of all just sort of fall into place, I guess.
And what is it about someone in particular or just like the overall, like that
Um,
messy attraction to?
I think with all my songs, they're all about no one, but they're always about someone. Like, they're always about someone. In my head, there's someone that sparked that thought that day. That's the feeling. That's who I was thinking about. Like, they're all about somebody in my head, but I have the same sort of experiences a lot. So I'm kind of like, they're all the sort of same. They sort of merge into each other, I guess. So it's a mixture of the. I think with the choruses, I try and think choruses. I think general versus I
Mm.
think I'm more specific. So choruses, I try and make like not too specific, like so anyone can add that to their experiences, and then I let out the sort of personal aspects in the verses. That's kind of what I try and do. So yeah.
Do you find writing with friends that your friend Katie will say like, "Ooh, that's a," like if you're having just like a regular conversation, like that's a good song.
Yeah,
You should
all the
write about
time.
that.
All the time. I honestly when I'm with any sort of artist or writer, you find like I would never have a conversation where someone would be like, "Oh, that'd be a great. Oh, we should write a song." Oh, like I love that. That's where, and I think that's the thing. Like I go into dynamics sometimes just to feel something, because 'cause I'm like, well, if nothing at all, is there's a song. Like,
Yeah.
there's a song there, and I feel like me and my friends who are songwriters, we're all quite whimsical, and we like sort of just like, yeah, let's just like feel things, and everything's a song. And I love being around that because it's how my brain works. But like when I'm sometimes with people that aren't necessarily creative, and I'm like, oh, that could be a song. They're like, oh, I just told you my trauma. Like, why are you turning
Yeah.
it into a song? I'm like, no, not in that way. I just like I'm inspired. So, but yeah.
With you mentioned that with Atmosphere, it was the earliest song that you wrote that's appeared on this EP, but it also you brought it back at the end as a release at the end.
Yeah.
What made you come back to it? To
Um,
like return to it? Was there an event that sparked it that you're like, oh, that happened again?
honestly, yes and no. Like a lot of the songs were kind of all about similar things, but I think I just always had it on like my demos list. It'd be one that I played to people when I'd sort of be like, "These are songs I'm working on," and like I played it to one person once, and I was like, "What do you think?" And he was like, "If it was an exam, like it would tick all the boxes because it's like just perfectly like the lines are perfect length." And he was like if nothing else, it's just like a very perfect song. And I was like, yeah, it's like an A-star like song. So I thought, so that's, I think it was always in my head as being a really good song, so I just always had it there. But I love it. I think it's really cool. It's slightly different to the other ones, and I think that's also the other thing. I don't really write, it's kind of slow. I don't
Mm,
really, usually I'm just
yeah.
like woo, like really fast drums. But this one, yeah, this one's kind of slow, so I think that was quite interesting for me.
And because it's different too, how did you land on it for the title of the EP to kind of sum up everything?
um I think because it was the first song I wrote about the person that the songs are about, that
Ah,
helped.
yep.
It's a great one word, and all my EPs have been one word titles, so I was looking for one word. Um, and I think, yeah, I think it sums it up. Like they're all kind of about the atmosphere of a vibe, like whether that's an atmosphere between you and somebody else, or like the atmosphere of life. Like I feel like they're all sort of about thinking and processing and emotions, and I just thought, yeah, that works. And then the artwork's like me in the sky, because I thought like, yeah, 'cause it's just me and my thoughts really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's how it all sort of came together. Yeah.
Like head in the clouds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And do you, with this EP, whether it's with Atmosphere or another song on the EP, is there any element of this particular project that you're really proud of, or if it's a lyric or something that took a lot of work to put together?
Yeah, there's 2, I think. One of them, there's a song called Problems, which is really honest, and I have never released one so honest before. So that one was, like, a big thing because I was like, "Oh, this is the first time I sort of tell people about the things that I've disguised in metaphors for so long, but now I've stopped doing that." So I was like, "This is a very obvious, honest song." So I was excited for that because I do like oversharing actually. So I actually really like people knowing everything about me. I think
Yeah.
people are always like, "Oh, were you really nervous?" I'm like, "No, I really love telling everyone everything." So that was quite a big deal because I was like, "Okay, cool, that's going to show a lot about me." And then the other song is Four Leaf Clover. I wrote that on tour, and it was about an experience I had on this tour, and I was writing it like over the tour, like a verse a day, and I was so like stewing on each bit, being like every line needs to be exactly how I'm feeling, like no throwaway lines. Like I because I just had nothing else to do, like between shows and sound check, I would just be stewing over this song, and I'm like literally, I feel like there's nothing I could do better in that song. I can't rewrite any of those lines better. Like they've all been rewritten to the extremes, and I think that, because I know in my head how sort of intricate that writing process. I think 4 Leaf Clover, I'm very proud of that one because I'm like, that's the best I could have done.
I
And
I that's one of my favorites on that
oh,
the
thank you.
EP.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
And speaking of tour too, do you have plans to do like a wider tour here, like in the United States? And
I'd love to. It's expensive and
yeah,
it's hard to arrange, but like every year I've sort of had something come through somewhere, whether that's like me to go to America and do something there, or it's like a European tour. I've always had like one thing a year that's taken me abroad. So if nothing comes by like October, I'll probably just book a trip. But like,
yeah,
but I'm kind of quietly confident. Always something abroad happens each year for me. So far, I don't know, maybe not this year, but so
yeah.
far, something's always brought me away. So we'll see. Yeah,
I think it's definitely on the horizon
I hope
soon.
so.
And what now that you've been in the game for like 4 years, what would you tell your like what would you want to know as a younger artist that you have learned now through
Yeah, I mean, I started releasing actually when I was 15, so I've been doing this at ages before streaming, before Spotify. So I've
yeah,
actually like I've seen the change in the way
the
music's
evolution? Yeah.
marketed and released. And like when I first started, it was all about like the iTunes chart and like that was all it was about, and like PR and blogs and iTunes chart. Whereas now it's very much like TikTok and playlist and like all these things that like were never a thing before. So I've definitely experienced both, and I think it's a weird one because when people are like, "What advice would you give when you're starting out?" The advice that I had starting out wouldn't apply now because it's a different
So
world. Like it's
different.
completely
Yeah.
different. But I think if I was to start now, I would say, which is completely different actually to when I started. When I first started, I was like, I'll tease music and I'll wait a while. Whereas now I'm like, no, if
Yeah.
you've got something, you've got
Get
to
it.
get it out because there's so much out there. You teasing music and waiting a while, like a million people release a song in the time that you've done that. So you've got to get cracking. If you've got something you want to put out there, videos you want to post, just start posting them. You can always delete them and start again if you decide you don't like them. But like I think just get out there. Don't wait for this like perfect moment. I think more now than ever before. Like literally, don't just do it. Just get cracking because everyone else is doing it, so you can't wait. Like just go.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And with this EP, it is like we talked about, it's so vulnerable. And what did you learn most about yourself making this project? And then also, what do you hope that people learn about themselves by
Okay.
listening to your EP?
Yes. I think what I learned, I think I in life, I think I finally understand my own like love language and my own needs and my attachment style. And like I finally understand all these things. So I
Yeah.
think that's really helped in writing songs. Whereas maybe the sort of innocence of my older stuff where it's just all feeling based lyric. It's like I feel this way, it's pain. Whereas now I'm like, oh, he told me he loved me and then left. That's not pain and oh woe is me. That's he's an avoidant man. So it's like it's just changed the way
Hmm.
I view things, and I think that's sort of changed tonally the way that I speak in my lyrics because there's less pain. I love the pain. That pain's gorgeous, but I think that's something that comes with being younger and then being older. It's like now I know what I'm working with and I know myself. So when I talk about things, I think that's probably something that's a bit more obvious in the lyrics. It's a bit less like lustful and a bit less like, oh, the man of my dreams is kind
Yeah.
of gone. But I hope that people learn about themselves. I guess I hope that they sort of can hear things and be like, oh, like yeah, that happened to me, and that's oh yeah, well that happens to lots of people, so that's fine or that's not a big deal. And also with the sort of ones like problems, I hope people can be like, oh, like other people have these same things that they're living with, and that's okay, and like that, and so kind of everybody does. So like you can, like, everyone can do a really good impression of looking like stuff's really perfect, but like that doesn't mean that it's all perfect. I'm not gonna be posting like when I have a sad day,
Yeah.
but you know I have them. We all do. So yeah.
We're gonna put that one into a song instead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. See, that's what I mean.
Right?
Everything's a song.
Yeah. So, what's next? What can fans look forward to next?
More music. I'm always doing music, so I'll put more out. Like I'm working on some stuff this month that I'll probably. I'm not in a rush because I've just done it. Like I've just done the atmosphere. You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm in an era of like, so I've got like a photo shoot on Thursday, so I'm gonna like different style slightly and like new music, slightly different, and like
Ooh.
that will carry me over the summer. And then after the summer, I'm doing another show in London that's sort of more like a sit down like the story of me show. And I think I'm going to sort of announce the new music around that time, do that show, and then I'll properly go into the next album era, which is the plan. But I'm kind of taking this summer just to be whimsy and hopefully just like have some love so that I can write about things. Like
Right?
I just want to feel
Exactly.
some stuff.
We need some more content.
Yeah, I need it. I need it. I need some experiences. So if anyone wants to come and be my muse, please, like,
Yeah.
come along.
Yeah. And if people want to follow along, which I'm sure they will, follow along with what you're up to this summer and these shows coming up and new music, where can people find you? Where can people follow along?
Literally, I'm Natalie Shay on everything. Shay spelled Shay on absolutely everything. Natalie Shay or Natalie Shay Music, and I'm there.
Love it. Love
Thank
it.
you.
And Natalie, thank you so much. This was such a fun
I've
talk
had a
and
great time. Thank you.
yeah, thank you.